Who do we got? Just give me a moment, please. Sorry, just a second. Making some adjustments. Bringing up the desktop. I see Song of Hand is here. I see Song of Hand says hi to Selma and to Cat and Jack and to Michael, which tells me that maybe those guys are here too. There we go. That was an ad. My desktop is now officially up. I can see who's here. Hi, Selma. Hi, Cat. It's like number one. Yes. Finally. Cat Jack says, nice thumbnail, Yogi. Thank you. A little bit of flexing going on there. Showing off a little bit. That was with the legendary ultra runner Dean Carnazian. Truly a legend in the ultra running community world. Cat says voot voot, which I believe makes it 5 times I've said that today. For the first time ever saying it. You know, I've read it before. I never had any reason to say it out loud. I've never had any reason to actually say that. Isn't that like a soccer expression, football expression? So I guess my cat is here, causing trouble. Wanting to be the star of the show. Cat says hi to Song of Hand. How's everyone feeling today? Cat, how many days do you have off once your days start? Cat says, yeah. Hey, she's talking to you. Nothing to say. She blinked at me. Or she blinked at you. Hi, Lisa. Lisa says, hi, how are you, my friend? Lisa, I'm good. How are you? It's nice to see you. What is going on with Lisa's got style? Lisa does have style, guys. Impressively so. What do I feel like I might have missed some stuff from you? Maybe I just need to be more attentive. Let's see. Jeff Snowa says hello and said hi. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Hey, Jamie. Kat says, I don't know if it's a sports reference, but I know we got it from a Backstreet Boys song many years ago. And still use it in celebration. Gotcha. I don't know if I've ever listened to the Backstreet Boys. Hey, Daniel. Daniel says, how are you today? Good morning, New Zealand. Welcome to, yes, good, my friend. Hey, Daniel. Welcome back and welcome, New Zealand. From the U.S. Guess it's 3 days off. Nice. Wednesday I do fun work, a session with a friend who needs some answers. Nice. Lisa says, today I'm just home cleaning and doing a few things. You got anything coming up YouTube-wise, Lisa? Kat says, Lisa is gorgeous. She's certainly beautiful. And you know what? She's got a beautiful personality to match. I love seeing that. Let's see. Jeff says, I'm doing pretty decent. How about you, kind sir? I'm doing pretty decent too. A little tired, getting close to my bedtime. I got a very, very pushy cat. Hold up. See what did he see her? You see what I got to put up with? Hey, sniper. Hey, Phoenix. Dolly is here. Says, good to see y'all. Love, peace, and blessings. Peace and blessings to you, my friend. Hey, Leo. Leo, how you feeling today? How you feeling after, guys, Leo did 1,000 burpees with the Holy Grail, but him and Dan stepped up with a 40-pound vest. Crazy. That says, you're totally missing out on the Backstreet Boys. Wait a minute. Did the Backstreet Boys sing Bye Bye Bye, or was that NSYNC? I always get them confused. I was more of a Hanson fan. The Mbop, you remember that song? Lisa says, my last video posted was 6 days ago. I think I missed it. I'm going to go back and check it out. I don't like missing things from friends. It happens, but I don't like it. Kat says, thank you always for your kindness. You're welcome, Lisa. Thank you in return. You've always been just as kind. Lisa says, cute. Yeah, she thinks so. Helps her get away with a whole lot of stuff. Kat says, I don't even notice her outfits, so memorized by her big eyes. And again, she's just such a nice and open person too. Jeff says, very good to know. I have a cat also. She's so cute. Yeah, I have two cats. They're actually sisters. I adopted them when they were 10 years old. They're 13 now. They just actually just turned 13, I believe. Runner Boy says, hey, just posted my video for today. I'd appreciate any support on it. You got it. I can do that. What's the video? I got it up running now, and then I'll watch it again before I go to bed. So I'll run it once, and then I'll watch it again. Daniel says, cat cute. Love, good, my friend. Thank you so much, Daniel. You get away with a lot of stuff when you're cute. At least my cat thinks so. Lisa says, oh, thank you, Cat and Jack. Hey, Soul Stars says, so once again, Soul Familia. One of those might have been close. Theo says, all good, brother. Little sore, but still going to get some reps in today. Nice. Hey, being a little sore after doing 1,000 reps with 40 pounds is it's a sign of the shape that you're in. That's a good sign for your conditioning. Daniel says, Runner, hi, how are you today, my friend? Jeff has to go. Thanks for coming in, Jeff. Much appreciated. We got some love from Lisa. Squats long form video. Gotcha. Darren Hartz. How close did I get that to being right? Says, what's up, brother? Hope you all having a blessed Sunday. Thank you, my friend. Man, how wonderful was that? Having just people stop in to wish us a blessed Sunday, or love from New Zealand, or asking questions about my cat. Jamie says, hi to Runner Boy. Daniel's asking how Lisa is doing. Also says it means family. And that sums us up, doesn't it? Cypher says, sore is the first process of healing. Lisa says, Daniel, I'm good. How are you? Almost. Let's give one more time. Oh, the Reinhardts. The Reinhardts, right? When I slow down a bit, things change considerably, don't they? Daniel says, Jamie, how are you today? My friend, the Reinhardt says, the Reinhardt's channel. Let's bring the Reinhardt's channel up. We are subscribed to you. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to get all of your stuff. Daniel says, Lisa, I'm good. Thank you, my friend. Jamie says, hi to Daniel. Hey, Kazros. Kazros says, hey, Eric and everyone. Lisa says, I'm glad to hear that. Daniel, what's up, Eric LaPointe? Eric, how are you feeling today? Hey, how many reps did you get total yesterday? Because I know you did a bunch. You said you might not be able to get a 1,000 in the first time, but then you were on the panel with Adam. So how many total? Oh, wow. 2,500. That's the most, right? I know you've gotten $2,000 before. I know you've gotten 2K, but that's the most you've ever done, right? Kiana says, Jamie, I'm good. Thanks today, my friend. Everyone's saying hi to each other. That might put you up in a pretty elite company. I think Lee Hazard got something like that. He might have gotten 5,000. He might have gotten 10,000. I know on New Year's a couple years ago, he did an outrageous amount of reps, and it broke him. And admittedly, he would say that it broke him. Willis says hi to Eric LaPointe. Hey, Willow. Sophie says, Eric, have you ever noticed the Mason's testimonial of where the wood from the cross that was made for Jesus came from? I haven't, Sniper. Willow says, hope everyone is good. I hope you're good, Willow. Willow says, I'm not really good. I know. You mentioned that in an email. Willow says, Yogi, how was your day today? My day was pretty good. Nothing real special, which makes it really good too. I see I got an email. I'll check it before bed, Willow. Hi, Shirley. Shirley says, it's good to see you so alive, Eric. Are you feeling all right? That's what I was asking him too. Let's see. Daniel says, Eric, hi. How are you today, my friend? Jamie says hi to Willow. Eric says, great. Hey, Eric, did you do anything today? I saw some rabbits today, Willow. I got filmed a couple rabbits. I did not see my neighborhood beaver. We got returning of the catbirds, which is one of my favorite birds. Shirley says, oh, both Erics. Snipper says, so the cross was made from the ark. I never heard that before. That Noah built from the tree of life. I'd never heard that Noah built the ark from the tree of life before either. Willis says, can we do breath work, my friend? Yes, we can. We're going to do something different. Eric says, yes, sore but great. Country Boy is back. Country Boy says, delete all no support back channels. That's fine, country boy. You know, I'm not going to judge you, my friend. You got to do what you got to do. Country boy says, "Well, again online. Shame on me." Yeah, I know. Definitely shame on me. Um, Daniel says to Will, "How are you today, good my good friend?" Will says, "Daniel, not good." Well, hopefully we'll just hang out, and that might help a little bit. Simpa says, "Country boy magic, greetings again. Special USA channels and CC channels. What's a CC channel? Country boy. I don't know what that is." And he says, "Foo." Will says, "Wish everyone's good." I understand, country boy. He just says, "You guys are right about country boy. He is a very negative, toxic person." Oh, I don't know if anyone was saying he was negative and toxic, Lucy. No, there's absolutely no judgment here. If oh, Canada, got you. Hey, Canada is a beautiful country. America is a beautiful country. You're from the Philippines, right? Philippines, beautiful country. I'm sorry, Lucy. No one should insult our friend Lucy. That's for sure. She is one of the most supportive channels out there. Country boy. If you're looking for support, um, you would definitely get it from Lucy. All right. Eric says, "Country boy, you're not from the country, are you?" Excellent question. Bill says, "I don't think I can get better." You can get better. They got worse. This email a bit worse. We're trying to fake it to make it. Hey, country boy, I will try to step up and be a little more supportive. Easy says he was judging me though, and Aaron does as a judge. I understand. Sepa says, "Country boy magic, have you subscribed to my channel?" Canada Phil, which I'm not mistaken is the uh, let's see. Well, that's okay. We're not going to give it too much attention here. Lucy hasn't blocked him. Will says, "All I can do at that moment." Well, that's what is happening. Um, I don't know. Our friend is just going through something. Sniper says, "Congratulations on 61K subs." Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Dark Point says, "Country boy, it's time to man up." You're not here, my friend. Um, all right. I do have some new breath work to share. What do you guys think about lunar energy? Drawing in the warmth and at the same time cooling power of the moon, focusing on uh, left nostril dominance as we breathe. I actually don't like the word dominance too much, but it's a word, it's a teaching word. Willow says, "Yeah, I don't know. Need to help my mind." Hey, Willow, have you tried the? I made that yoga routine for you. So we need to get serious. You and I, yoga, meditation, and we need to set up the 3 times daily breath work. Let's see. Soul Source says, "How?" I'm generally curious about the lunar breathing. You know what? I thought you particularly might like that a lot, if that's what you're referring to. DC says I have him blocked from seeing him in chats, so I don't know what he's typing. He do not tolerate bigoted people. He's solely basing it on government. I made a post about that. Interesting. I'll check your post out, Lucy. Country Boy says, greetings from Europe. Well, greetings from the US, my friend. Lucy says he's making some progress. He's sure making progress, making his friends now his enemies. Yeah, that's true. That was smart thinking, Willow. Willow says, yes, Yogi. So we need to be serious about our healing. It can't be, to use an old fashioned word, but I'm allowed to. I'm officially 60 years old. I can say all kinds of hokey stuff. Happenstance, which actually is a really good word. It's a beautiful word, happenstance. We can't be happenstance on the healing process where, hey, if I just continue doing what I'm doing, maybe I'll get better, maybe I won't get better. We need to get better because we want to get better and we have the tools to feel better. Getting better doesn't mean that underlying issues are resolved. It means that we learn to befriend ourselves with those underlying issues at hand. We can learn to befriend ourselves, we can learn to love ourselves and recognize that other people love us as well. I know a lot of us don't know how to heal. So here's what we're going to do, we're going to stumble upon it together. And we'll make some mistakes and we'll find our way. We'll find our way. Sniper says, cheer up, country boy magic. Teacher says, I'm not telling anyone to block or not follow. I'm just speaking the truth. I can respect that 100%, Lucy. Sniper says, I've subscribed, country boy, and you still say the things. Yeah, I was there hanging out with him. Well, not hanging out with him personally. I was hanging out on his channel earlier. Phyllis says, yeah, I can't keep living like this. Already been like this for years. I can't do it much longer. I recommend getting back in your therapy. 100%. I'm not a therapist. I thought about it years ago. I thought about trying to blend yogic therapy as well as therapy through A Course in Miracles, which is psycho-spiritual. The two people that came together to bring about A Course in Miracles were one was the head department of Columbia University psychology department. The other was his not assistant, but his she was part of the department, part of his department. Lisa says, but I will only encourage people to block people like that. But again, it's up to people to decide. Agreed. Phyllis says, I can't read the email. I can't. It makes me feel so bad. It's okay to be scared. Well, I'll join you in being scared as well. I've no small amount of fear present for me these days. For me, I thought I was done with endings. My father died. And there was other family members, but nothing was ever going to affect me the way losing my father. But I was surprised. You got that rug pulled out from beneath my feet, and it is hard to admit. Well, I know others have been there as well. I bet you, if we were to hold the chat, all of us, whether we really want to admit it or not, uh, could name those periods of time when we were just afraid. Not only that, we were afraid of being afraid. Casro says he is rude now. Yeah, he's been rude for a bit, Casros. Soulstar says, well, country boy, if you need prayers or virtual hug, just say so, dear friend. I can see you are struggling inside. Absolutely. And you know what? Maybe he just needed to vent. This is as safe a place to vent as it is to encourage. We do need unicorn vibes. Thank you, Lucy. Lucy is cleansing the aura. Flungahan says, we have a troll in here. No, you know what? I wouldn't call him a troll. Just someone's upset. Yoda says, yeah, I think people leaving me. I feel you, Yogi. I lost my dad, the only one who understood me. Then my mom started drinking when I was 15. I remember that day. Like so much, she got drunk and it ended. Ended bad. Let's just say that. Gotcha. Kazuo says, we're here for you, Yoda. We are. Thank you, Kazuo. We definitely are. Let's see. Sniper says, Kazuo, it's venting. It's over 18. Yeah, well, I remember you mentioning that. Thank you, Soul Stars. More like someone who feels unloved. And again, you know, piggybacking that on what Willow was talking about. We've all felt unloved. Thank you, Daniel. We got some love from Daniel. Hu Yang says 35 by support. I appreciate the support. Eric Lapointe is laughing. Hey, Eric Lapointe, we were talking about you today. Masha came in, and I mentioned you as an example how to build a channel, how to do it the right way. Let's see. Briang says Country Boy Magic. So says, when I came to YouTube at first, I was an absolute emotional train wreck, and I love trains. I love trains too. One of my favorite sounds in the world. Hey, Soul Stars, did we talk about this? You ever read Jack Kerouac? So here's the thing, guys. I don't mind any of this. However, if it gets too much for you, I am going to say do what you need to do. I generally don't like doing that, but if it gets too much for you guys, do what you need to do to feel so that we can have our usual conversations. I want to be respectful for everyone, which means I got to be respectful to you guys who are my friends. You show up for me all the time. So if you feel I've just had enough, you know what you need to do. Does that sound okay to you guys? DC says, if I'm going to be insulted, you better believe I'm not going to tolerate that. Understood. Also says, not sure I've read a lot of books, but own very few. The Dharma Bums. One of my favorite. Every couple of years reading. Jack Kerouac. Mountain climbing, train hopping, Zen, Dharma, poetry, and drinking wine. All of that still sounds pretty good to me, except for the wine drinking. Willa says, sending love to all. Shirley says, Eric LP is a very endearing person. He is. It takes that charm to really build a channel. You're absolutely right about that. And it was amazing to watch. Hey, Billy Bob. It was amazing to watch Eric Lapointe build his channel. And literally, it was like I was watching him build it one person at a time. DC says, and I just did what I needed to do. What I need to do. Gotcha. That's fair enough. Fair enough, Lucy. You've been a good friend of mine. So I want you to feel free to take care of yourself. Um, the best way that I can take care of you is to give you that freedom. Kazir says, indeed, Lucy, good for you. Eric Point says, thanks, Shirley. I appreciate that. And you have been a great friend. Shirley is a great friend. How are you, Billy Bob? I was mentioning before, Billy Bob and Maddie, really, they're artists with what they do. Hey, I didn't see Maddie. He was going to do his live stream. I didn't see him today. Stephen says, Lucy, I was going to ask you to do exactly that. It was a personal attack. Yeah, personal attacks. That's where, that's where we draw the line for sure. DC says, because of my mod, so I hit it. I hit that channel. There is no way I can just block his comments. Got you. Soldier says, I'll definitely look into it. Sounds like my cup of tea. Lola says, it means that trauma will never leave. What you did me that day changed my life. And I'm here now. Not the best from 15, now 21. Life chances, but still, I don't know, stuck, if that makes sense. It does. It's the energy that's stuck. And trauma can leave because trauma is not who we are. Trauma is a deeply, deeply felt story that we intimately believe, but it still isn't who we are. And we can heal from trauma. A lot of tools at our disposal. Remember, breath work isn't meant just to feel good in the moment. Whenever we do breath work, we're erasing emotional imprints, neurological trails that exist in our mind that link us to those places of trauma. So every single time we do breath work, sometimes we feel wonderful, even on another energetic plane. And we've entered that the pranic body, as outlined in yogic psychology. But the real gift of breath work, the real gift of meditation, is erasing those emotional imprints. In yogic psychology, they're called samskaras. And we can do that. Billy Bob says, hope everyone has an amazing day. You too, Billy Bob. Man, I really appreciate your channel. Both you and Maddie. I really, speaking of therapy, watching an aquarium, therapeutic. Well, it says, Lucy, you're amazing. Keep being you, my friend. Do what you need. Absolutely. Billy Bob says, I'm good. And you? I'm doing good, Billy Bob. What's up, MK? So that's the importance of doing breath work every day, 3 times a day, and therapeutically as needed. Therapeutically as needed is what we do here. The 3 times a day, you got to do that on your own. Every time you do a yoga posture, you're creating a new healing neurological pathway. Every time you do a tree posture, you've changed. Your brain has changed. Your focus has changed. You're more in tune and more aware. PC says, thank you so much, Eric, for understanding and welcoming and respecting my place here. I feel so greatly appreciated that you're a good friend. You're welcome, Lucy. You're welcome. I want you to feel respected, and I don't want my own, I don't want my own personal practice, my own personal stuff that I do to have someone else feel bad. I don't want everyone to feel like they need to put up with something because I do. What I do is what I do. I don't expect anyone else to have to do that. So uh, I've actually given this quite a bit of thought. Lucy's a good friend who I honor, I respect, and I love. Uh, it would be tragic for me to let that go because I, like I said, I can shrug all that stuff off. But as Sniper says, he was getting personal, and yeah, we won't do that. We won't deal with the personal. Not when it comes to you guys. When it comes to me, I've been hearing ball jokes for 20 years. One more ain't gonna hurt me. Well, it says, yeah, breath work, good, but like 10, 15 minutes, the pain and stress will come back. Sometimes I can deal with it drawing, but over days I can't. So that's the importance of doing that breath work day in, day out. Kazuma says, well, eventually, Yoda, you are a strong person. You got this. We're here for you. Thank you, Kazros. And yes, absolutely. Phoenix says, Lucy, you are so amazing. You know that. Absolutely, Phoenix. Well, it says, MK, you're amazing. How are you? Zephyr says, trauma don't mold us into being who we are. It just fogs our vision of what we could become. Nice, Sniper. MK says, worst part is the more trauma you get, the less of the tools against it become an option, but it's always possible. It depends on the tools. Here's the ultimate aim of meditation is realizing, as Sniper pointed out above, that you are not your story. Sometimes people get upset hearing that. What do you mean story? It in no way implies that your pain is trivial. What it implies is when we can allow ourselves to reside within the present moment, which is the only moment in existence, it's completely without story. Completely without story. It's absolutely free. It's unbound, unrestricted. I can promise you that. Sometimes you might get a glimpse of it. You know what, though? 5-second glimpse is 5 seconds of absolute zero pain, absolute bliss, absolute freedom. And you never want to go back. Kat says, I like bald men, especially when they embrace it. Why do I have this almost uncontrollable urge to lean my bald head closer to the camera to show off my baldness? Willa says, some days are harder than others. I know, Willa. We'll take each day and we'll work with what we have, Willa. MK says, neurofeedback is one you can always do without having to bring anything back to the surface. Sometimes everything just goes away. I've had that happen in meditation. I've had that happen during breath work. I've had that happen holding a yoga posture. I've had it happen in being out in nature. More importantly, it happens spontaneously more often now. Most of all, above everything, forgiveness. I know a few people who truly, truly practice forgiveness. As out again, when I talk about forgiveness, I'm being very specific. I'm talking about forgiveness as outlined in A Course in Miracles. So people will have a different understanding of forgiveness. I'm not trying to convince anyone that my way, what I've experienced through the Course of Miracles, is the way. It's a way, and it has literally performed miracles in my life. Has it kept me from being sad? Has it kept me from being depressed? No, but it's allowed me to navigate through all that stuff uh, with a sense of connectiveness to absolute love. It brought me back to God, and not the God that I was brought up with, not the God that I wanted to believe in years ago, but a God that is without description. This is why, in Course in Miracles, they say we say God and then we keep quiet, because anything we would add would be a very, very poor description. Willow says, Yogi, we can fight this battle. I will stay strong. If you do, my friend, I'm in. Willow, if you were here in person, I would shake your hand. We would seal the deal. MK says, I don't know, Will. It's been a strange day. Good in some ways, not so good in others. Just tired and low energy mostly. You think it's a post-holiday, MK? Someone says, I'm back with my ex-boyfriend, Harrison. Well, Soma, if you are happy, I'm happy for you. Just be careful. Just be careful. Willis says, again, I'm not trying to block or not block, follow or not follow her or anyone. Got you. Soulstar says he hasn't recognized the pain body, and that is his ego opening the door.
Good evening.
Good evening. Nicely said, Soulstars. What's up, Big Al?
Not a lot, Yogi. I nearly didn't come in. I've been a little bit busy and stuff. But it's become a little tradition of ours. I think that I come in on an evening just to say hi and Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I appreciate you. Even if it's just for a moment, coming up and saying hi, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's become a nighttime routine for me. I come into the live, and then I go to bed. Really, once you finish and we've done the breathing, it's bedtime for me usually. So, yeah, it's become like a little ritual, little tradition for me. I like having routine. That's the thing. So if every night is the same, then it helps me relax.
Right. Hey, my friend Teddy Hicks just entered. Are you subscribed to Teddy?
I am, yes. I found that. Oh yeah, the other day when I found the right one and commented on the same video you had commented on.
Right.
And I've now commented on a few videos actually. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Teddy. Teddy's just become a member. Much appreciated. If anyone here is not subscribed to Teddy, she's really just getting started on YouTube, and she's off to a great, great start. She has beautiful videos. She has a beautiful book that has been a companion. It is My Life Gets Better Every Day, Daily Affirmations to Create Joy, Improve Relationships, and Live Your Very Best Abundant Life. Teddy Hicks. She is a fellow, this is signed by her, by the way, a gift, wonderful gift. And she's a fellow early morning walker. She's the one who helped me get my shots of my neighborhood beaver. We've pointed out birds to each other. So, and I just love her message. So, sorry, Big Al. I wanted to endorse my friend.
That is absolutely fine. No need to apologize. It's your channel. It's your community. That's absolutely fine. You do what you need to do.
I'm gonna contradict you there. It's our channel, and it's our community. You are essential to it, Big Al.
Well, I appreciate that, Yogi. That means a lot to me. I'm going to take the opportunity while you're drinking to say hello to Skits and hello to MK. Hello to everyone else, but those two specifically said hi to me, so they get a special hello back.
Hey, I gotta say hi to Skits too. Hey, Skits. Uh, what's going on too? What's going on with your neighbor? Any updates? And if it's ever too personal, um, feel free to say, I'd rather not talk about it.
Well, that's why I almost didn't come in. I've just been chatting. So
Uh,
yeah.
So
But I poked my head in Mark and Joe's stream. In fact, I was in their stream earlier. And I left that, and I've been chatting, and I popped back into Mark and Joe's, and then I realised what time it was because obviously I've been on the phone and stuff. I've just swiped all my notifications off the screen.
Yep.
I sort of realised what time it was, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go and say hello to Yogi and gang."
much appreciated. And were you worried that someone was going to see you over at Mark and Joe's and say, "Hey, Yogi, Big Al skipped you"?
No, not really. I mean, there's been a few times where I've left Mark and Joe's stream. I've said bye to them, and I've jumped in yours, and then they've come in and said hi, and yeah. So I'm not worried about people seeing me. I'd be worried if I lied about anything. If I said I was going to bed and then I was in Mark and Joe's, and someone came into Mark and Joe's and then said, "Oh, Big Al was in Mark and Joe's stream," then I'd be worried because I've lied. But if I just say goodbye to everyone, I haven't said why I'm leaving. I've just chosen to leave, and I hope no one takes it personally if I ever do that. It's nothing against anyone. I'm not bored or anything. I just like to see what other people are doing.
Sure, understood. Skid says there will be a song about holy cows and mushy peas at some point. I'm sure, Soul Stars. That will be an awesome song.
For the P.
I hope that never comes. I hope that never comes. I don't remember how many times they actually said that.
Well, Skit said that we were both in the song because we'd both said something. So
Right.
yeah, I'm waiting for it. I want to see what it's all about.
Skits can do it. Skits is infinitely creative.
I keep listening to the herbal tea one as well.
Yeah.
I keep going back and listening to that because that was a good one.
Well, it's what amazes me about Skits, is how he can make a very humorous song, a laugh out loud song, and the very next time he makes an amazingly meaningful, beautiful song without skipping a beat. It just shows the depth of that talent that he has.
Yes, indeed.
Skit says, "Yo, I need to release that P Ness song. I forgot." And thanks, Big Al. You're a legend, bro. Yeah, thank you for reminding him about that, Big Al. It might never have happened, but you had to remind him of that.
I apologize, Yogi.
I hope you sensed the sarcasm in my voice there. I'm not very often. I'm not very often sarcastic, but it came through that time. So anyway, we had asked about your friend, your neighbor.
Yeah, no, I there's not a lot to really say. We've just been chatting.
All I need to know: are things progressing nicely the way you would hope they would?
I don't think things are progressing as much. I mean, everyone interprets things differently, so your progressing and my progressing may be different. We've just been having a friendly chat, really. I don't particularly want to rush into anything.
Right.
I've been single for like 4 or 5 years. So I'd like to take things slowly, not too slowly, because
Sure.
at the end of the day, we're all getting older. But I don't exactly
Some of us,
like
some of
when
us
I was a
quicker than
teenager.
others.
Obviously,
Right.
sorry,
Some
go
of us quicker. Some of us quicker than others, Big Al. Some of us are getting older a little quicker than others.
on. Yeah. no. So what I was saying is, in my teens and as a younger adult, I'll say, I would have just jumped into a relationship and all that kind of stuff, and not really like cared. I'd have, the relationship would have just progressed um at whatever pace, a fast pace.
Right.
Whereas obviously I've matured a lot, I've grown up a lot, and I want to build a relationship before it becomes like official or anything. I want to know where
Sure.
things are going and make sure that. I mean, not to be rude to her, not to be rude to anyone in any kind of, but I want to make sure this is what I want as well. I'm not trying to mess her around. I've asked her for a drink and stuff like that. I'm not trying to mess her around as such, but I also want to make sure, because I only know her, like I say, she's only a neighbour. I only speak to her in
Right.
passing most of the time. We've had some long conversations, but this is now the next step, if you like, where I can actually communicate with her rather than just bumping into her. And the conversations are going to be a bit more than just, oh, how have you been? Oh, I've got to get going, sort of thing. So now this is a chance to obviously get to know her. And for all I know, and I hope it doesn't, I don't want to mess her around, obviously. But for all I
Sure.
know, she may not be what I want personality-wise, and I may not. So I don't want to just jump into it and then, like, in a couple of months, go, this isn't what I want. This isn't working out, and have to call it quits. I want
Can
to.
I
I want to build that relationship before, like I say, before anything's official, before it actually becomes a relationship.
can I offer something with that?
Go ahead.
That is a remarkably mature and respectful attitude.
Thank you.
Because a lot of people, especially if they're single for 4 years, and if they do like someone, um, they might go full speed ahead. I want what I want, and I want to now. I want to get there. I want to feel better. I'd, I'd rather be with someone than not be with someone. You know what I mean? A lot of those things come rushing in, and we never take time to consider. Um,
Yeah.
One, it might not be right. Two, it might not be best for them. So to hold yourself back and develop something, again, uh, is remarkable.
Yeah, because I spoke recently to one of my support, one of my support workers. She obviously knows me. She's known me now for about a year. She's been supporting me, and she knows everything about me, my darkest secrets, where I've been in the past, and all that kind of stuff. And we had a conversation recently because I was getting mad, and I hate to be vulgar, but I'm going to say it, and I apologize in advance to anybody. But I admitted that I am sexually frustrated at the moment. My support worker said, well, that makes sense. The weather's getting hotter, people's mood changes and stuff like that. And she said, at the end of the day, you are still a young man, so you are going to have like a high libido. And as you've just pointed out, the mature thing to do is like what I've done, because I could easily use my teenager brain and go, oh, well, here's my chance to have sex. And that's
Right.
what I mean about being vulgar. I apologize for that.
That's okay.
But that's the honesty, that's the honesty in me. I could have easily just gone, oh, this is my opportunity to have sex because I've not had sex in however many years. But I don't want to do that. I'd rather get to know her and do that kind of thing when the time's right. Like I say, because that would be teenage brain. Teenager brain would say, yeah, just go for it because that's what you want. But I don't want her to feel used, and I don't want to feel used. I want
Nice.
to fall in love. I want to build that relationship, fall in love, and make sure this is the right thing for both of us. It's not all about me. I don't just want to make sure it's right for me, but want to make sure that she's making the right choice too.
Very, very admirable. some people don't ever outgrow that teenage brain. It stays with them for ever or for a very long time. Um, for me, what was helpful was beginning to practice, in yogic terms, it's brahmacharya, which is translated to abstinence, but really it's being mindful of your energy, specifically your sexual energy and how you spend it.
What was
You
that word you
spend
just used?
brahmacharya, Sanskrit.
Right.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
and what you're doing when you are aware of your energy and how you spend it, hey, Praveen, now you have options when before you didn't because you felt something and you acted on it.
Yeah.
And you never feel better afterwards. Uh, you might, as you're using your energy, sexual or otherwise, you might feel a sense of relief. Then you're doing it, but afterwards, you've drained yourself of vital energy. Now, when you're channeling your sexual energy for loving purposes, you're in a different energetic state than if you were just um, acting upon an urge. Because anytime you act upon an urge, you're in a position. And again, this is just yogic psychology. Anytime you're acting upon an urge mindlessly, um, you're reduced to the animal of mating and nothing else.
Yeah.
So seems to me that you're arriving at that completely on your own, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Yogi. I'm gonna say before I forget. I don't know whether it's like, I mean, it's all of you have helped. I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. But I don't know whether it's because you've helped me or whether I've actually taken the first step in asking. But I'm now tempted, and I'm not going to play anyone off against each other. I'm not going to mess anyone around, obviously. But I'm now tempted also, and I think it's because I've got more confidence. But I'm now also tempted to ask the other lady who works at the cafe that I frequent for her number. Because it doesn't have to go romantic with both of them.
Nope.
Just making friends is a good thing to do as well, because I don't have many friends at the moment.
And you're not
Mainly because
you're
of my
not
anxiety. I've got social anxiety, so I don't talk to new people.
and you're not in a you have made no commitments to anyone. So no reason not to. And it's good to have those options. And it also is great for your social anxiety because it allows you to open up and step just a little bit outside of that comfort zone. Not so much that you want to run back and retreat, but just enough. And you know what? If nothing ever happened with your neighbor, she did you a great, great service to be able to take that little step outside of that
Yeah,
comfort zone.
yeah,
So,
indeed. I didn't want to use the word options. I've got options because I didn't want people in the chat or yourself to judge me. I didn't know whether that was the right word to use. Because, like I said, I'm not trying to play anyone off against each other. I'm not
right.
a player, as people call it. I'm not going to, I'm not going to talk to one person and then like anything like that. But it does give me the ability to connect with more people, to be friends with a few more people and
Um,
see what happens really.
I feel comfortable using the word option with you because I knew your intent. Your intent wasn't to manipulate or harm in any way. So, with someone else, and in a conversation, might have used a different word, but I always I'm not saying that you don't mess up or that you might not make a mistake, but I think that you are very thoughtful about your intent. You don't want to intend to mess up. That you're taking very considerate steps in the direction you would like to go, and you don't want to harm anyone along the way. So
Yeah.
when I say, option, I don't mean it in uh, you're pitting one person against another. It's you're seeing where your heart is and where it leads you.
Yeah.
And again, I know you're not gonna purposely harm anyone, so that it makes it easier to use words like option.
Yeah. You see, like flirting, for example. I flirt with most people. It's just a joke. It's all just playful. It's not meant to. I'm not showing my feelings to anyone. I'm not. Just because I flirt with someone doesn't mean I'm interested in them or anything like that. When I flirt with a lot of people, it's different when I'm in a committed relationship or even talking to someone that where the feelings are mutual, where we may both be interested in each other. At that point, that's when the flirting stops. That's
Right.
when I go, right, this is the person that I'm going to be committed to. So I can't be flirting with other people. But while I'm single and if people are willing, then I'll flirt with people, in a playful, jokey way. I've flirted with people in the chat. It's all just playful fun. That, like I say, that would change if I enter a relationship. That would change. I'd still be playful, but I'd be less flirty
Right.
because
Now,
it's about respect and commitment and loyalty, faithfulness. In
let me
my
ask,
opinion, that's what I'm like. I'm just a very faithful and
sure.
committed person.
It's an admirable quality. Let's see. Phoenix says I meant it as a compliment to him, that I thought he was acting as a strong real man. In my opinion, it was a play on words. That is a strong-willed real man. So hook him up with someone equally yoked. Nice, Phoenix. Let's see. Well, you see, I enjoyed asking those questions of you. How's things going with your neighbor? Because look at the conversation where it led us to.
Yep.
Uh, you and I joke quite a bit and we laugh a lot, but underlying all of that, we have some pretty. It always ends up being a meaningful conversation.
Yeah. It's what I love, these deep, like you just said, meaningful. I love the deep, meaningful, mature conversations. And just going back to the flirting part quickly, it's not just women either. And I mean no offense to anybody. I'm not bisexual. I'm not gay, but I flirt with men as well in the chat. And it's more of that's my military background. Because in the military, obviously, especially in the unit I was part of, it was a men only regiment. It's just the way it is over here at the time. It's changed now, but at the time that I joined up and the time I served, it was a male only regiment. And as you can imagine, the jokes were all a little bit homosexual, if you like. But it was all just jokes. None of us. I can't speak for any of my mates really, but I've never had any feelings about another man in that way, in a
Right.
serious manner. But I'll gladly, because I'm comfortable with my sexuality, I will crack jokes with men, and
That's
they can
what
do it back because I'm comfortable with who I am.
that's what Skid
If I
says.
wasn't comfortable, I'd be defensive. Sorry.
That's what Skits just said. It's because Big Al and Running Boy are always flirting.
Yeah, I mean, I won't deny maybe there has been a little bit of whatever there, but like I say, if I wasn't comfortable with my sexuality, I'd be defending it all the time. I'd be really defensive. No, I'm not, but I'm comfortable with who I am. I know which way I swing, so to speak.
Right.
I've always been interested in women. Always been attracted to women. I've got a daughter with my ex. Never been interested in men in that way. Like I say, I'm not judging other people, so please no one take offense. I'm just saying,
Sure.
I'm not bisexual, not gay, but I don't mind having a
I've never.
joke with either person. Doesn't matter who.
Right. You still there, Big Al? I think we might have lost Big Al. Oh, you're lagging just a bit. I never
Yeah.
understood the "you're gay" insult. That I'm supposed to be offended because someone said that. Sexuality is just sexuality. It's not a reflection upon a person at all. Um, so I've had people come on the chat and as if they're insulting me, and it just doesn't register at all.
Yeah.
Still
Am I still lagging?
You are.
Sorry, Yogi, did you say I am still lagging?
Yes.
Right, 1 second.
Hey, Dolly.
And now?
Still a bit.
Right, I'll jump in the chat.
Okay, we're going to do some breath work. So we'll see you in the chat.
That's fine. I appreciate you having me here again, as always, and you're greatly appreciated by me. I love you, Yogi. You're an amazing person. I will see you in the chat. 1 second. Bye.
Good. Bye, Big Al. MK says, I get it, Al. I'm so comfortable with it. I was wondering if I was bi for a bit. Also, because the physical is a very small part of attraction for me. But nope. MK says, CL. Sulcer says, Dolly, you haven't disrespected anyone. I was hoping we could make a joke out of determining what a real woman is. Text doesn't convey such emotion. Hey, Tim. Tim says, up, Yogi, and everyone. Woot, woot, woot. I believe that was 7, right? Breathwork, let's go. We're going to harness the lunar power. This is a cooling, balancing, relaxing breath. Give me a second. We'll look up the benefits. Let me Google it up real quick. So these are just some of the common. It reduces heat in the body. It relieves heartburn, refreshes and energizes mind and body, reduces high blood pressure, reduces fever, decreases the flow of bile from the gallbladder, reduces tension, stress, and other mental burdens. Daily practice can help steady the mind. It's a very, very relaxing breath. Its official name in English is moon piercing breath. We are drawing down the lunar energy. We do that by inhaling through the left. We're going to make a little pointer. Pew pew. Yes, I just said pew pew. Simple. We're going to use the thumb. We're going to breathe in through the left. We're going to do that for a count of 4. Then we're going to pivot over to the index finger. It's very simple. Breathing in through the left. Exhaling through the right. Now, back over to the left. We're always, to make it simple, we're always breathing in through the left. We are always exhaling through the right. Let's see. Salsa says pew pew. I say that sometimes as well. That's another first thing I think I've ever said aloud. I don't know if I've ever said pew pew out loud before. So we're going to do the Ujjayi breath, making that ha sound. I'm going to demonstrate. Remember the pew. Going to breathe in for a count of 4 through the left. We're going to exhale through the right for a count of 8. If you can't make the 8, take it to 6. Absolutely fine. If you can't make it to 6, take it to 4. Using that Ujjayi breath helps us extend the breath in a very, very easing and controlled manner, as if we're releasing air from the balloon. So remember, in through the left, and I will guide you through it. We're going to do 10 rounds. A round is in, out, 10 rounds. So for those who are going to participate, if you could close your eyes. And notice, before anything else, notice that wherever you're being supported, sitting in a chair, notice wherever it is your body is touching the chair. Gentle awareness, the support that's being offered to you right now. Your feet connected to the floor, supported, solid, safe, always available. Just note that connection. Now bring that same awareness to your heart center and relax into it. Every out breath sinking into that heart space. Heart space is our connection. It's where we're linked. The source of absolute love. The support of all support. Every out breath. Sinking deeper, relaxing further, at ease and at peace. What I would like you to do is extend that index finger, the thumbs up, and very gently, very easily block the right side. Breathe in through your left nostril for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, blocking your left through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in through the right for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in through the left. My apologies. Exhale through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in through the left for 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in through the left for 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in through the left for 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the right 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in through the left 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for the left for 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let the breath go. Allow yourself to breathe. Everything happening completely on its own. Return to that heart space awareness. Slowness of the heartbeat. Everything happening on its own. Bring the same awareness back to your support. The legs, the back being supported by whatever chair you're sitting on. Your feet supported by the floor. Everything being supported by the earth. That's our connection. You are never alone. You are always supported. Carry that with you. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I will see you in the chat. Praveen says, Yogi Sir, Deepak Chopra Sir is Indian, right? He is Indian. I had the good fortune and pleasure to meet him several times. Hey, Duncan says, Duncan Walsh is here. So a review by a PhD sports scientist recently who spoke of nasal breathing whilst exercising. Interesting, he said there are no benefits and simply reduces your O2 intake to limit your work rate. Interesting. Yeah. Let me dig up some studies. Let's trade some stuff back and forth, Duncan. Thanks, Praveen. Duncan, have I missed any videos from you lately? Let me bring you up. I have missed a video. I got your channel up. I will check out what I missed. My apologies. Solskjaer says, I realize now that I may have needed to blow my nose. I have right side nasal passage is mostly congested. About halfway, I was blowing out snottle. I've been there before. Kat says, you would enjoy his work, Praveen. Agreed. I constantly have seven spiritual laws of success right next to me. Duncan says, sounds good. I will Google. Kat says, that was a wonderful experience, Yogi. Thank you. Now, if you need to be energized, you can pierce the sun. We can harness solar energy. Breathing in. Pew, pew. Breathing in through the right. Exhale through the left. If you are stuck and you deeply, deeply, deeply need to cool off, relax, breathe in through the left. Exhale through the left. Tunes you in deeply into the parasympathetic. If you need to energize, breathe in through the right. Exhale through the right. If you need a balance, Anulom Vilom, also called Nani Chandra, alternate nostril breathing. one of the most valuable breaths you can do, especially when you start building up into the breath retention, kumbhaka, retention. My practice is breathing in for 4, holding for 16, exhaling for 8, breathing in for 4, holding for 16, exhaling for 8. I was doing 5, 20, and 10, breathing in for 5, holding for 20. I think 4, 16, and 8 felt a little more balanced for me. Kat says my daughter calls him Daddy Deepak. I'm a happy primordial sound mantra meditation teacher from the Chopra Foundation, having undergone extensive study plan that Deepak offered. Duncan says, I will keep my YouTube name, but I think I need to have an emphasis on over 40 or over 50 fitness. A good idea? Do you think? I think over 40 for sure. And you're a prime example. Definitely a prime example of what can be achieved, what can be maintained, which is just as important. Praveen says, Auntie. Willis says, pew pew. Yes, thanks for making me laugh, Yogi. I needed that. How was the breath? Solstice says, pew pew. I wouldn't do that just for anyone, Willow. Willis says, yes, Solstice. Solstice says, Willow, we love the fun and laughs. Huh, sis? That is an important healing factor. Laugh every day. Get out in nature every day. Practice smiling every day. Be kind and of service to others every day. Oh, you missed both remarks and the breath work. Let me get back up there. That was a wonderful experience, Yogi. Thank you. Oh, I did. Villa says, and oh my God, Yogi, thank you. I'm so much more relaxed. Just thank you, Yogi. You know how much I needed that? Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. So, Willow, we need to find a way where you could reach out during the day, and even when I'm not live, we can do that breath work 3 times a day. Let's see. Duncan says I posted a couple filler type videos whilst away. Got you. Thank you, Kat, for bringing that to my attention. Duncan says, I do agree, Kat. The thing is that I've been seeing fitness apps called Better Me and other names, which are not obvious about what they're about. Willow says, Yogi, you don't realize how much you helped me, to be honest, my friend. Willow, I'm happy to be a friend. And I'm happy that our friendship is a benefit for you because the friendship is a benefit for me as well. Thank you. And I hope you realize that too. I, you know, no such thing as a one sided friendship. I know some people might debate that, but there's room for give and take. Sometimes people are in a position where they can give more. Sometimes someone is in a position where they need to receive more. Here's the truth. There's absolutely no difference between giving and receiving. None. It's the same thing. We just don't see it. Thank you, Skits. Skits says, sent one just a Yogi doing burpees in his basement gift membership. And it was Steffi. Awesome. Love Steffi. Willis says, thank you, my friend. You're amazing. Yes, you're one of my only real friends. My friend, you're amazing. Keep being strong. Well, you and I got a deal, Willow. Duncan says, I do intend to change my artwork banner to say over 40 fitness. Nice. Soulstar says, connected Duncan. Nice to meet you. Duncan's awesome, Soulstars. Willis says, night, Big Al. Big Al says, I'm going to bed now, Yogi. Thank you for the breath work. Thanks for having me on. Love you all, fellow yoga mites. Good night. Good night, Big Al. Thank you so much, my friend. Soulstar says, to KKD, connected. Thank you so much, Skits. I love those gifted memberships, guys. Kat says, will take your prescription breath work 3 times a day with Yogi? Yes. We will do breath of fire. I will teach you the alternate nostril breathing for the afternoon. Such a powerful healing breath. Balances brain hemispheres. Sorry, I just hypnotized myself, guys. And then we'll do relaxing evening breath. And then you do it therapeutically as needed. So you would do the 3 breaths, morning, afternoon, evening, your sleep hygiene, your balancing, and your wake up. Breath of fire. Everyone loves the breath of fire. Not long ago, I demonstrated bellows breathing, which is more often used in Kundalini yoga. People didn't like that as much. It's a little more forceful. It has a bellows arm raise to it, breathing in, out. And that stomach action that we do with breath of fire is a little more forceful both ways. Breath of fire, forceful exhalation, passive inhalation. With bellows breathing, it is forceful exhalation and forceful inhalation. By force, I don't mean we're ramming it in there. Intent. Soulstar says, Skits, you rock, bro star. Skits does rock. Well, it says, yes, Cat and Jack, sometimes I forget though. It really is important to do it 3 times a day. And again, therapeutically as needed. Kat says, how about it's never too late fitness? I like that. Kat says, you're awesome, Skits. Duncan says, Skits says, good night, everyone. Duncan says, one thing, Eric, I'm going to have free constellations if someone is going to get fitter and healthier, but doesn't quite know the best way, feels a bit still. Nice, Duncan. Hey, conversation with Duncan is man, a free conversation with Duncan. That's a deal. Praveen says, good live. Thank you, Praveen. Man, Praveen shared with me on Messenger some awesome statistics for his channel and his wife's channel. They know how to get things done. Lewis says, yeah, our deal. Always, my friend. I will keep fighting, but you need to promise you will too, my friend. I will. I will. Never too late fitness. Cat's got such a creative mind. Duncan says, while nasal breathing can be beneficial for most exercise intensities, some athletes may find it necessary to supplement with mouth breathing at very high intensities. I agree with that, actually. How I was taught, training athletes with nasal breathing, train nasal breathing, perform with mouth breathing at the end of the race when you're sucking in air, however you can suck in air. Whatever you can do it with. Nasal, mouth, belly button, ears, other orifices, whatever, however you can suck in that air and get that air in. Let's see. Tim says, Steffi's awesome. Willis says, I might miss your morning live tomorrow, but I will be on all the others just because I got stuff to do. And I do Breath of Fire every morning, even when we don't do it live stream. Awesome. Duncan, or Kat says, Duncan, I need the kind of constellation where you follow me at work and tell me how I could do things differently to benefit me and not hurt myself. So you're saying you need a personalized Duncan. I wonder how much Duncan would charge for that. Duncan says, what work do you do, Kat? So Stars is laughing with Kat. Not the typical workplace jargon. Willis says, you're amazing, my friend. Keep it up. We're in this battle together. Don't forget that, Yogi. Thank you, Willow. Never too late to work out. Sounds better to me. Nice, MK. Kat says, Duncan, I lift heavy things. Willis says, Breath of Fire. It's a breath I cannot forget. I love it. Me too. Michael says, hey there, Yogi. Sorry I'm late. I dozed off. Needed a nap. Not a problem, Michael. We're going to wrap things up in just a minute. It is almost 7 o'clock. I know So Stars is going to be going to bed soon. Me too. Right after this, I'm going to start doing my sleep hygiene. Praveen says, sir, my leave is till May 20th, but I think I will be called back way before. What makes you think that, Praveen? Everything okay? Duncan says, well, make sure you bend your knees, Kat. Always excellent advice. Kat, do you wear a belt? Support belt? It's caused tension between two countries. Gotcha. Be safe. Be safe, my friend. Sending prayers for peace. Willis says, almost 7. Lucky it's almost 12 here. So I probably would be better off going to bed by 7 than going to bed, getting to sleep by 8. Praveen says, USA, Israel, Russia send their fighter jets to India. War-like situation going on. I'm so sorry for that, Praveen. And it's all so unnecessary. Every single bit of it is unnecessary. All the way around. I'm not taking sides. All of it is unnecessary. MK says it's 0059 here due to terrorist attack on India. So sorry, Praveen. Kat says, no, Duncan will do it pro bono because we're going to make awesome content for his business out of it. Well, there you go. Smart thinking, Kat. Duncan says, did I hear you say you gave someone a lift to the hospital, Eric? Yes. Gave Mocha, she had to have a procedure done last Wednesday. And I was last resort. Not because she feels like she couldn't ask me. I was last resort because she knows how difficult that is for me. Driving into the city, driving on the Beltway. Man, the Beltway, Baltimore, D.C., is considered by far some of the worst driving anywhere in the country. But she was, man, when someone turns to me for a ride, I know they're at their wits' end. So you step up. Social says it's almost bedtime. Yesterday I was in bed and sound bath around this time. So let's wrap it up. Kat says bills are not provided and are not encouraged due to giving you a false sense of strength or something like that. Interesting. He says you're saying about sleeping better at 7 than 8, Yogi. It would just give me an extra 1 more hour. I sleep like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. To be honest, it's something trauma. I will explain it in an email. But I always have to sleep late at that time, or I just can't. Barna Boy says, you're up longer than usual, Yogi. It's already past midnight for me. Yeah, actually, I am a little bit longer. Willow says, you did it though, Yogi. You did it. You're amazing. Thank you. Willow, I appreciate that. Kat says, and then maybe Pepsi will see Duncan's video and they will hire him because he'll save his employee they'll save their employees so much money in her back. Smart thinking. Awesome marketing. Praveen says, bye bye, sir. Bye, Praveen, my friend, our friend. Be safe. Yet again, awesome live. Thank you. Kat, some love. Hey, Evan. Evan says, hey, man, have you ever felt too fat before? I have. Twice in my life. One was purposely so. I wasn't trying to get fat, but I wasn't worried about getting fat. Meaning I was bulking up. I was training for powerlifting. I wanted to get heavier to up specifically my bench press. It worked, but there was no reason to do it. I was a I was gym strong competition. I was nowhere near close to winning anything. I didn't lose, but I wasn't winning anything. So just to get a bigger bench, to say I got a bigger bench, it didn't help my powerlifting at all. And definitely did not help my health. So I didn't keep it on for that long, a couple years. And it was hard to eat that much. I was trying to eat 10,000 calories a day. The goal is you don't worry about if you make it, you just attempt to get there. Because even if you attempt to get 10,000 in, you get 6,000, you get 7,000, which is still a lot of calories. Boy says it just started. His Restream. Soso says we don't mind going a bit longer. We went longer this afternoon. That was a lot of fun. Boy says a sense of disturbance in the live stream realm. Willa says, Yogi, I only speak the truth, my friend. I appreciate that, Willa. I really do appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Willa says, bye, Yogi. I will email you before bed and make sure you understand what's going on a bit more. Thank you. So don't worry about me, as you know. You will. I will. You were right about that. Hey, William. William says, hello, Yogi. Solstice says, rest well, Willow. Pleasant dreams. Willow says, goodbye. And you too to Soul Stars. William says, what did I miss? We had a nice conversation. We talked relationships. We talked energy. We're talking fitness. We did some breath work. It was fun, as always. Brother Boy says, I mainly speak in long, drawn-out riddles. You do. Ever says, I jog and I drink beer and eat pretty good. I feel like sometimes I look awesome, but other times I look sluggish and chubby. It's weird because it just... well, you know what? Our image of ourselves is never exactly how we look. Hey, Mohammed. Yeah, it actually took me 2 days to get back to training correctly. What happened with the trip? You said you didn't train well the next day. Just my usual schedule was thrown off a bit, calorie wise. I didn't get enough calories. I was a little dehydrated. Because we drove Mocha's car and I drove her to her home, and then I took a Lyft Uber back to my house, and that was a little nauseating, to be honest. Just because, like I said, I was on an empty stomach. So yeah, it just was not conclusive to a good training session. I tried to do it that day, and I got something in, but I couldn't go hard and heavy on the intervals the way I have been doing. It was okay though. Soldier says, "Think funhouse mirrors," and we look at ourselves. Exactly. William says, "Oh, neat. I guess I missed a lot. Blessed night, everyone. Good night. Good night, William." All right. With that, I'm going to say good night to everyone too. Good night, Mohammed. Blessings to you and your mother, my friend. Soldier says, "Good evening to Mel." Mohammed said, "Today my first day at work for a week. I'm still here with you guys, and I appreciate that, Mohammed. Thank you so much. Be safe at work, my friend." All right. I'm going to promise. Evan says, "Eric, my girlfriend is here listening too. Her name is Daisy. Hey, Daisy. Daisy, nice to meet you." Mohammed says, "Good night, my friend Yogi and all friends here." Thank you, Mohammed. I'm making a promise. I think I did a half-hour goodbye. The last live stream, it was at least half an hour. It's going to be a short goodbye and a thank you. Cat waves at Mohammed. Says hello to Daisy. Solskjaer says hello to Daisy. Happy dreams to all. Happy dreams to you. Eric Point says another great live. Thank you, Eric. Evan says, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna go. Been getting close to 2 hours." Thank you. We got some unicorn vibes from Lucy. Solskjaer says, "Namaste, namaste, my friend." Lucy, I made a promise. It's not going to be a 12-minute goodbye. It's gonna be a straight up. When I say goodbye next, that's going to be it. I'm pressing that button. So you're only going to hear me say goodbye once, an official goodbye once. And when I say that official goodbye, that'll be it. Evan says, "Later, man." Later, Evan. All right. This is it. Goodbye, guys. Thank you.